I just found out my wife doesn't have a womb. She made me go shopping for baby clothes and visit pastors. I am shattered. The deception is too much. Hi guys, welcome back to True Tales and Thoughts. So today we're going to be reading some stories about people's marital issues from the Instagram page Joro If you've not subscribed to the channel, make sure you go ahead and do so. Subscribe, like the video, and without further ado, let's get right into it. The first story says, "Hello Joro, I am shocked because of how my husband behaved. My husband, my daughter and I were walking outside our estate. So at some point, people started shouting, 'Wombo, Wombo.' My husband just carried our daughter and started running. He didn't even look back to see where I was. I was shouting his name, but he didn't even look back. My slippers got cut, so I ended up trekking home barefooted. I even started calling his phone, but he didn't pick. When I got home, he then said I should make beans for him. I have just been looking at him since that day and wondering if he even loves me. When I talked to him about it, he explained to me that our daughter is just 5 years old and he was only protecting her. But that does not change the fact that he should have waited for me." Well guys, I think I will start by saying that it's very commendable that this man's first instinct was to pick up his daughter. For that, I would say that he is doing his job. He's the father of that child and he owes her protection. That is why you're her father. You're supposed to protect her. In the face of danger, a child should be protected primarily by their father. Like, you are her shield of protection in this life. So that is very commendable. And it seems like he did it instinctively, like, danger, boom, I pick my child. So that is very commendable. We cannot hold that against him, right? But then again, honestly, me, I will not feel happy. Mina, if I was in that woman's place, I will not feel happy. Honest to God. How can you just pick our daughter and run? You don't even look back. I understand that you're trying to protect your child. Good, I understand that. But what about me? You're supposed to be protecting your family. You need to protect all of us. Honestly, when I put myself in the woman's shoes, right, it's not funny. And it's normal for her to be questioning herself, like, does this man really love me, or was I just a womb which carries his child? Because what kind of behavior is that? And I think this man cannot even justify this behavior because, okay, yes, let's just say that it was instinctive. In the face of danger, he didn't have a second to think, so he just picked up his daughter. As the protector that he is, perfectly fine, and he took off with her, leaving his wife behind. When he then got home to safety, why didn't he call his wife to ask if she's okay? Because I think he could have made an effort to at least call, or at least pick his phone, because she even said she was calling him. The least he could have done was to just pick up his phone and even find out if she's alive, if she made it, if she's okay. But he did not do that. So that's why I feel like maybe this woman is just supposed to bear his kids. He just sees her as a child maker. You know, there's some men that actually see their wives like that. If not that they need their wives to have kids, they'll probably not have them. They'll probably not have married a wife. Some men, if it was left to them, if they could have kids, they'll just have their kids quietly and not bother to get married. You know? So I think that it might be that kind of situation where this man sees OP as his child maker, not really his loving wife, because his reaction in the moment is not alarming. I mean, it's just like a mother seeing something happening to her child. She'll most likely run and try to save the child first before thinking of herself or anybody around her, right? So I think that's the reaction that he had. But after that, there's absolutely nothing that can justify the fact that this man could not pick up the phone when his wife was calling him. I don't get it. If you guys disagree, of course, we're open to these conversations. Let me know in the comment section below. And now let's look at what other people are saying in the comments. The first comment said, "He should have carried you on one hand and carried your daughter on the other hand, or rather, he carries you and drops you home, then come back for your daughter." This person is really sarcastic. Oh my God. This one said, "Make he carry you and leave the daughter, Abby, comparing 5 years old to you, 20-something or 30-something. But regardless, you should have waited at a distance." I don't think any woman will be angry, right, if in the face of danger, her husband's first instinct is to fearlessly protect their child. I instead think that a normal woman will be proud of her husband, like, oh gosh, thank God for this kind of husband that can quickly protect my child like this, you know? But in this story, I think what the problem was that, okay, he protected our daughter to the end. They got home, he sat down, he settled down. I was back there, and my dear husband could not even pick up the phone while I was calling him. For me, it's absolute nonsense. There's no justification for that. Personally, I don't think this man is mad because he protected their daughter instead of her. Of course, she's an adult. She can protect herself to an extent. But at least be worried about me. How come you're not worried about me? You protected our daughter, you took her to safety. How come you're not then worried about I who was left behind? No, I'll not find it funny. Honest to God, God knows. I'll be mad. This one said, so the fact that he didn't even look back or care about his wife's safety. A considerate man may look back and urge her to run even while running with the child. No hope for this generation again, no. This one said, I don't think carrying the daughter and running to safety is the problem here. Her problem is, he didn't look back to check if she was also safe. Neither did he pick her calls. She could actually have fallen and hurt herself. If something happens and I have to run with my friends or siblings, yes, we are all adults, but I'll look back and check and make sure they are safe. And we are all running together. Exactly. This man, it's like he had absolutely no consideration for her. I have the impression that he just told himself that so far as my daughter and I are safe, I don't care. I'm running for our lives. This baby machine of mine, she has already given me my daughter. Thank God. Now I just need to run. I just need to run to save my life and my child's life. That's just what it feels like. This one said, in the heat of terror in the capital of Borno State, my mom, who ran faster than her friend, was turning consistently to check on her whilst urging her to run and keep up. To this day, it's humorous when they talk about the incident and how dramatic it was. My sister ran better than I did, but she kept checking on me to be sure I wasn't left behind. This situation was even more risky, so Opie's husband has no excuse. I'm telling you. This one said, the point here isn't him carrying the daughter and running. The point is him not waiting at a distance or even calling like, babe, what's you day? Where are you? Where you they hide? What's going on? I know. It's a total disregard. This one said, waited for you? Are you a baby? How do you expect him to protect you too? You expected him to carry you like a baby? I don't think this is the point. I think some people are missing the point. This other one said, women with unrealistic expectations. He carried the most vulnerable member of the family, yet she isn't satisfied. Men eye they see shaggy for their women hand. All these people that are leaving this kind of comments, right? I really think that they're missing the point. They don't understand what this woman is talking about. Of course, she had to recount the entire story, but I think they don't understand where her emphasis is. Anyway, the next one said, the fact that people didn't see anything wrong with him not looking back for her and refusing to pick her call, all because she's an adult, shows that most of you have a long way to go in life. Exactly. And the most painful part is, he was not even the one who called her. She called him. All he needed to do was to pick up the damn phone. And even if he had no intentions of calling her, he could have even pretended to be concerned. Man, can't you pretend? Hey. No. This one said, many in this comment section are just blind to understand this lady. Her problem isn't that he carried their daughter and ran as fast as he could. His reaction was only natural. Her problem is the fact that he didn't even bother to look back to see if she was even following them, despite the fact that she kept calling out his name. Neither did he pick her calls when she attempted to reach out to him. Comprehension is key. We'll take the last comment that says, don't cook anything for him. He could very well carry the child and still show some love and concern for you by looking back to see if you are safe or not. The number of people that completely misunderstood what her grievances are is just an indication of the kind of low effort people put in their relationships. She's his partner, for God's sake. The least he could have done was to call her and make sure she's also safe, even though he's gone into safety with their daughter. Yeah. I mean, I think that most people in the comment have this sentiment that he was not showing any love and concern for her. But there are also other people that surprisingly find his behavior normal. So, What do you guys think? If you're in this woman's situation, will you cook that beans for him? And then when she gets to the house, he's not trying to ask her, oh babe, what happened? How did you make it? I'm sure he saw her arrive barefooted. And he could not ask her, he could not take her the time to ask her, oh babe, so how did you manage? Oh my darling, how are you? Where's my food? Cook me beans. If you're in this woman's shoes, would you cook the beans? Would you cook the beans? Let me know in the comment section. And if you're a man, is his behavior normal, or do you think he could have treated her with a bit more love and concern? What do you think? We'll take a break right now because it's raining, and I'll be back in a jiffy. You know what they say, a clean space equals a clear mind. Are you in Middlesbrough, England looking for top tier cleaning services? Whether you're at home, in the office, running a big industrial site or educational institution, Mark & K Cleaning Services have got you covered. They do it all, from residential and commercial cleaning to post-construction cleanups. Need your carpets, upholstery, or windows cleaned? Don't worry, they've got you. And the best part is, they use eco-friendly solutions to keep your space clean and green. So if you're ready to take the hassle out of cleaning, give Mark & K Cleaning Services a call. And when you contact them, let them know that we over here at True Tales and Thoughts sent you so that you can benefit from our promo code, which is TTT20 TTT20 to get 20% off your first service. Thank you so much Mark & K Cleaning Services for sponsoring this video and supporting our channel. Remember, life's too short to spend it cleaning. Call the pros at Mark & K and let them handle it. Trust me, they are really good at what they do. Okay. The next story says, my wife removed her womb years ago because she had fibroid issues. Hello Joro, good evening. I'd like to be anonymous. I just found out my wife doesn't have a womb. 1 year of dating, she didn't have a womb. Fast forward 6 years of marriage, she still doesn't have a womb. She made me go shopping for baby clothes and visit pastors. I am shattered. My hopes have been dashed. I feel like a fool. I still love her and I don't know how I will trust anyone again. My story may not be well put together. I have been down and crying. I am weak. Recently, my wife and I were moving to a new place. I saw this old envelope while we were packing to move out, and something told me to open it. The envelope contained some old medical documents. That was how I found out about my wife's fibroid issues and that she had had her womb removed. This was in 2013, a long time before she met me. When we met, she was everything I wanted in a woman. Very kind and ambitious. She also pushed me to be a better person. I appreciate that about her. After we married and started struggling to have kids, she would take me to pastors so that they pray for us. How could she do this? She has been begging and saying the past 6 years of our marriage have been the best years of her life. And if I don't forgive her, she could unalive herself. Please advise, the deception is too much. Well guys, I think that indeed the deception is too much. It's just too much. How? Like, how could she keep this kind of massive secret from her husband of 6 good years? They dated for 1 year and have been married for 6 good years. It means they've been together for 7 years and this man had no idea. Well, I think that this is an issue of deception, right? Generally, in my opinion, I don't think that deception should be a reason why you divorce your partner. That's just my opinion. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comment section. But I think that this is a case of gross deception. And I'm sure that she'd been dating this man and she knew very well that he wanted to have kids. She was very, very, very much aware of the fact that this man wanted his children. He wanted to have kids. And that's why she would take him to pastors for them to pray for them, knowing fully well that she does not have a womb. To me, I understand where she's coming from. Maybe she was scared that this man knows that she has no womb. He might not want to marry her. Despite her own character, right? But then again, that's very selfish. She didn't think about him. She didn't think about him. It's very selfish. She only thought about herself. Oh, I should just lie so that I don't go through the stress of telling him that I have no womb. We can just be like this, and I will just deceive him, take him to pastors, and make him to buy baby clothes. That's very cruel. I think that the cruelty in this is out of this world. But in this kind of situation, I think that there are solutions. Now that he knows that she has no womb, there's no need to waste time on trying to do the impossible. Obviously, she cannot carry a child. So I think they should just start looking for alternative ways of going about this. Maybe adoption, surrogacy, African surrogacy, depending on their values. There are a lot of options that they have right now. It's a good thing he finally found out. And now I think what he should be thinking of doing is finding a place in his heart to forgive the wife and looking for solutions to this problem, because they're already married. She's his wife, and this is just not the kind of situation where I would advise anybody to leave their marriage. I think this can be worked around, but I know that it's going to be a struggle. He's really going to struggle to trust her, and she'll have to work very hard to win his trust back after this kind of massive deception. So I think it's workable. They can work everything out, and apparently they've been having a good marriage all this while, so I don't see why this cannot be resolved. He can choose to forgive her, and they'll move on to find solutions for their problems instead of going to pastors and doing the most, knowing fully well the cause of the problem. You don't have a womb, so it means you cannot carry a child. So just solve your problems and stop living in Lululand, you know. So it's a good thing that he's known about it. But there's one more thing I wanted to address. This woman said she was going to unalive herself if he does not forgive her. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? When people do that, right, it's just so manipulative. If you don't forgive me, I'm going to unalive myself and my blood will be on your head. Which blood? Go ahead and do it. It's just so bad, because now you're guilt tripping the person that you've harmed, instead of you to be kneeling down and begging, like, instead of you to be crying and begging him, I'm giving him reasons why he should forgive you. You are trying to blackmail him emotionally. Are you kidding me? I'm going to unalive myself. Go ahead. Go unalive yourself. You know? And you know damn well that she's not going to do it. If he decides that he does not want to forgive her, she'll move on with her life. Guys, am I the only one who dislikes this thing so much? Because when people do this thing, it's just like, you have already hurt him, and now you want to go ahead to manipulate him and blackmail him emotionally. No doubt the man is so down. Instead of you to be begging him and asking him for forgiveness and giving him time and space to forgive you, you're talking about unaliving yourself. Go ahead and unalive yourself. Let all of us rest. I beg. Anyway, let's go to the comment section. The first comment says, this is deception and it's a valid grounds for divorce or annulment. Any decision you take is valid. Be selfish with your decision and put your interests first. No matter what, she should have told you before making you commit to a marriage with her. Well, I understand. I understand that sometimes when you want to annul a marriage, right, deception is a grounds. But I'm also speaking from the Christian perspective, right? It's not okay to lie as a Christian. I'm not defending her deception, right? What I'm saying is, according to Christianity, which is my belief, the only two things that are ground for divorce is adultery and threat of life, you know. So that's why I'm saying that apart from these two things, every other thing can be worked on, you know. You can resolve every other thing. So I personally think that there's a way to solve this. If both of them are willing, they can work it out. But if they want to go like the court route, obviously this is deception, and you'll be able to annul a marriage given that you got into it on the basis of things that were not true. That is very correct. However, in my opinion, whatever decision this husband of hers decides to take is valid, because the deception is huge. Not many people were able to take this, you know. This one said, women, please don't do this to anyone. She should have told him before they got married. Exactly, that is really cruel. This one said, this is not a gender war, because some of the comments are going in that direction, and it will never happen to me nor my relatives. But let's say the truth, he has every right to leave the woman. This is the highest type of deception I've seen. Following him to go and see different pastors, thinking it's a spiritual problem when she knows it's not. She would have continued to deceive that man till he dies. The decision is left to him to forgive or to stay. No one has the right to tell him what to do. For the man to be going to different pastors shows he deeply and crazily loves his wife. Even women cannot accept such, so why tell him to stay? If you want to forgive her and opt for adoption or surrogacy, it's your choice, but do not be manipulated by her emotionally blackmailing you with her unalivement. Thank you. Thank you. He's already going through a lot. Can you imagine? The part that is most diabolical about this whole story is where she takes him to different pastors. And she even takes him to buy children's clothes. You know, some of this, I don't know what denomination they are, right? But you know, some of these churches, when you start going from church to church, they'll start telling you, oh, some of them can even tell you something like, oh, you know, by faith, we have prayed for you, you're going to have your child. So just go now and start buying things for your child. Just go now and start doing shopping for your child. And I'm sure he too will be going all out, oh, hallelujah, God has answered my prayer. This and this and this and this. And she'll be looking at him going through all that, knowing fully well that she has no womb. There is absolutely no hope that she can bear a child for him. How long did she intend for this to go on? And the fact that this man was willing to go through all this with her shows that he really loves her. Honestly, oh my God, this woman, she's so cruel. This one said, she should have told you now. Yes, I know she was expecting a miracle. In fact, I have seen one play out through my friend who joined NSPPD and got her twin babies. If you don't have a womb, you cannot have babies. So probably this friend of hers either adopted or took one other option she had available to her, because if you have no womb, you cannot carry your child yourself. So what's this person talking about? Anyway, she goes on to say she told her husband right when they were dating. In fact, we, her friends, asked her to let the man know the truth. If the man wants her, he will come back, but if he doesn't want her, he will just go. After 2 months of silence, he called her one day and told her to meet him in his house. She came back with an engagement ring. She just gave birth in the US 3 months ago. They relocated there and she testified on NSPPD. Well, I think that this person probably took some other option that was available to them. I don't think she didn't have a womb and carry children. Come on. This one said, I would advise you to forgive her and move on with her, sir. And please don't think of a second wife. That might be too detrimental to your own mental health. Having a child is not an achievement. It's not written anywhere in the Bible that you won't go to heaven if you don't have a child. But if you still insist on having a child, both of you can have a mutual decision to adopt one. Please forgive her for your own peace of mind. I stand to be corrected. Well, when it comes to this thing of having children, right? If you're someone that desires to have children, whether or not you can have children naturally should not be a hindrance, right? If you desire to have children, you can adopt. It's true that not everybody is cut out for adoption. I'm very, very much aware of that. I hear that there are some people who feel like when they adopt, it's not the same. Yeah. So not everybody is cut out for adoption. But if you desire to have children and either you or your spouse cannot have children, I believe that there are other options that you can take to be able to have a child. It does not have to be biological, you know. But I understand that, especially in Africa, some people are very, very particular on children being their biological children, you know. But in my personal opinion, a child is a child. Personally, I don't have any problem loving another person's child. A child does not have to be my biological child for me to love them as my own. You know, a love for a child has nothing to do with biology. You can love any child as your own. You just need to choose to love them as your own. It's as simple as that. And children are quite easy to love. So I think if you want to have a child, you should explore other options, you know. It's true that having a child is not an achievement, but I don't see why a man should want to have a child and cannot have a child when there are all these options out there that can enable you to have a child. Why should you deprive yourself of that joy when you can actually have it? It does not make sense to me, but I agree with most of the comments. Let's take the second to the last comment that says, 6 good years? This is very wrong. She should have told you before you two got married. However, you can still love her. There are other options you two can explore to have children. Whew. This one said, if you can't forgive her and consider adoption, leave. If you married her because you were genuinely in love with her as a human and not because of her womb, see a therapist. Try to forgive her and consider adoption or surrogacy, but make sure it's your decision and not because she's saying she wants to unalive herself or any other nonsense. Yes. He has gone through a lot. He shouldn't have to do anything now for her. Please. he should try and think of himself as well. Man, because 7 years is a long time. Anyway, let's take the last comment that says, this is the first time I'm hearing a man express his pain. She deceived you. However, please look for a place in your heart to forgive her. Remember all the sacrifice she has made for you, making you a better person. If you divorce her, are you sure the next woman you marry will give you this peace of mind you are enjoying with her right now? The best advice anyone can give you is to go for surrogacy. That's the best for both of you. And you can have as many kids as you want. Even women with womb, most of them can't give birth, and this procedure has helped a lot of families. Please don't leave a good woman because of her past. And you know, it's not really her fault. There are her health conditions that led to this. Forgive her. You can't imagine the pain she has gone through keeping this secret to herself. Maybe she felt if she told you when you both were dating, you might have left her for someone else, and she might have experienced such in her past relationship. And therefore decided to keep it a secret from you. It's not enough to justify her deceit towards you. But please, just forgive her and either go for surrogacy or adoption. Yo guys, it's true. Like, he seems to be in a pretty good relationship with this woman. If this guy was my brother and he asked me for advice, honestly, what I'll tell him is, you know, look for a way to heal. It's not easy. It's like a bomb. And she was not even the one who broke it down for him, who slowly announced it to him in a digestible manner. He found it out, so it hits him like a bomb from nowhere. So I think it will be very essential for this man to seek some kind of therapy, some kind of counseling. He needs help to deal with this, first of all. Then he has to find in his heart to forgive this woman, and then start working on solutions to this problem of theirs. In my opinion, I don't think there's any need for them to divorce. But if at all this OP wants to divorce, I would not blame him, because this is massive. It is massive. Oh. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. If you're a man, can you take this kind of deceit? Would you leave, or would you consider exploring other options to solve this problem? And if you're a woman, can you leave keeping this kind of secret away from your man? I'm sure she was going through hell keeping this secret. It's not easy when you have this kind of massive secret you're keeping away from somebody. Joe, you die before your time. I'm sure that with time, she's going to feel relieved that this man found out about it. Now there's no dark cloud looming in the dark. If you're a woman, can you keep this kind of secret from your husband? Let me know what you would do if you're in her shoes. Am I the only one who finds it very annoying when someone does something wrong, and then when the consequences are about to hit them, they threaten unaliving so that they're easily forgiven to blackmail the person they hurt? Let me know if I'm the only one, if I'm crazy. So this brings us to the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, let me know what you think about all these stories, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.